Alright, now we have the ears done. Now we're going to go to, we need to do some things to the ear. So the first thing we're going to do is put little holes in it and such. So what I want to do is I want to take my gouges here that I have and show you which ones I'm going to use here. I'm going to use the largest one I have. It's a G5, and I'm just going to put a little stop cut right down in here, so kind of deep, okay, straight in. I'm going to do both sides that way. Alright, I'm going to take my little V cut, my little gouge, and I'm just going to work towards that area a little bit. Just scoop it out a little bit, not by much, just a little bit, you know, just take a couple little scoops out. Alright, do that again over here. Alright. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of shaping that ear a little bit more inward using the gouge, and it works out pretty good. So that's the one thing we want to do. The next thing we want to do is we want to take the small little a G2, and I'm just going to make a little hole right down in there. Remember, I have my stop cut there towards the sideburn, so I'm just going to do a little hole there and a little hole here on either side. Alright, so that's what it looks like so far. Let's go in a little deeper there. Alright, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same, a smaller one, I believe. Okay, I can't find my small one. Where did it go? Here it is. And I'm just going to follow the outline of, I'm going to just make sure everything's smoothed out a little bit here, just to make sure everything's nice and smooth. No surprises. I'm going to wet it just a teeny bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little V tool, this little, I think I used this one, or did I use the 2? Yeah, I might have used the little larger one. Let me use the G2. I'm just going to go up here and make like a little outer edge of the ear. Just follow it around. Alright, just like so. That's it. Nothing real fancy. I just kind of follow it. It just gives it a little bit like it's the edge of the ear. You want to just be careful because you're going against the grain and such. And alright, I'm just going to take that down just a tad and redo that. Let me do it back here where I can see it. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do, now that I got the ears done, I'm just going to go back behind the ears a little bit and go deeper, like cut behind the ear, not make it deeper this way, but behind it, and just kind of cut so it looks like the ear's sticking out a little bit, just like so. And on the top, we want to angle it in a little bit. Okay, so see how it's kind of pointy, and we've got it all cut out behind the ear. It's all cleaned out. See, this is flat, so we're going to go at an angle, cut the ear out a little bit. Let me do it back here so I can finish it up. Alright, so that's all that's to that. This ear's a little bit bigger, so we're just going to trim this down a little bit. There we go. That looks a little better. I'll redo that little. Alright, so I'm going to go back here and I'm going to dig underneath it a little bit more. Clean it up. So that's the ears. Now we're going to do the eyebrows. Now let me explain how to make this pattern. Here it's kind of like a flat spot one because it's square, right? You can see where it was square. And right here there's kind of a perfect lining here to put the eyebrow. Now you can make that eyebrow as high as you want or as low as you want. I'm going to cut that down just a little bit here. And it comes to a point right there because this hairline from the sideburn comes up around the ear. You know, sometimes it's right along the ear, sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's smaller. And right there you're going to make it go around to the back side and then come back up around this way. So I don't want it that deep, so let me bring this down just a little bit more here. This goes down, seems a little bit high to me, so let's redo that a little bit. Let's go 1/8 of an inch lower than what I have there. That's better. I like that a lot better. Okay, so what I do is I use the V-tool. If you don't have a V-tool, you can put a stop cut, but the V-tool just makes it a lot easier. And when you do your eyebrow, it comes to a point here right along the sideburn, and the sideburn comes up and around. You'll see it in just a second. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to start using a V3, and I'm just going to start taking out the eyebrows. If I had a choice of any of the dockyards, it's the V3 because I do all the and then what I do is I go back here and I undercut behind there. You know, I just kind of take all this out in between the eyebrows and stuff. Let me just put a little bit of water on it. It's a little easier. Now you can make that deeper if you want. That's up to you. You can make it a lot deeper. But I go right to the nose. You know that. Notice that. And then I go back here and I just undercut that and take that out. So the eyebrow is sticking out. Alright. Alright, so that's the eyebrow. Now, over here I kind of put a little notch there, make it a little bit deeper right where the nose and that meets. Alright.